I'm really sorry, but you're going to hear lots of things you've already heard about before, because I'm last, so sorry. So I'm Emma, and I'm the project manager with Transition Stirling's current project, which includes a tool library. There's little I'll be able to add about tool libraries that Chris hasn't already covered. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Transition Network with some examples of other projects before I let you know about our project and what we're doing. So Transition Stirling is part of the wider Transition Network, which began in 2005. It's all about bringing local communities together to tackle issues around climate change and peak oil. We come together to reimagine a better place to live, and we work together to make that happen. By doing this, we can share skills, and we can increase the resilience of our communities, and we can aspire to reclaim the economy. As you can see, there's lots of transition initiatives, mostly concentrated around the UK, US, and Australia, but in lots of other places around the world. Transition projects range from community gardens in France to rainwater harvesting in Sao Paulo, eco-builds in the Netherlands, and renewable energy in Lithgow. One idea that's been developed and adopted by transition groups is local currency. Sorry, guys. Creating local currency encourages people to buy and sell locally, which helps build resilience within communities. The initiative began with Transition.net, I believe, but grew to other groups, including Bristol. Instead of just telling what I think about it, here's a quote from Kieran Murphy, who's the director of the Bristol Pound. He said, "The Bristol Pound is a powerful systemic driver that shortens supply chains, reducing dependence on the fossil fuel-intensive transport infrastructure. It also sends a message about what the economy is there to serve. It's empowering, democratic, and delivering change here in Bristol." So every year the UK throws away around 15 million tonnes of food and drink, half of which was perfectly edible. Two members of a transition group in Fishguard were visiting local shops to try and find food to feed their pigs with, and realised just how much really good food was being thrown away for no reason. And that motivated them to get together and do up a little empty building and open the Transition Community Cafe. The cafe reduces food waste and saves carbon by stopping food from going to landfill. Volunteers and staff collect the good food that local businesses and people would otherwise throw away, and they turn it into affordable, healthy meals for sale to the community. Volunteers say, okay, we're going to drop that. Okay. So I like a description of transition that I saw on Transition Black Isle's website, which really sums all of transition up for me. They describe it as more a party than a protest. So they've opened 3 community markets selling goods such as locally produced foods and crafts. There's even a swap your stuff table where you can trade things instead of using money. They get local community groups to come and sell soup lunches so that they can raise money for their causes. Transition Stirling is a community group and environmental charity. We aim to provide a positive local response to climate change in and around Stirling and to raise awareness of the issues. The organisation is made up of a wide range of members of different ages, backgrounds and abilities. It's truly a community-led organisation with local people involved in all aspects of project planning and delivery. We've been sharing skills with the community through a range of different activities, such as woodland management, encouraging homeowners to install renewable technology, carbon footprint reduction schemes, wood reuse, energy advice, foraging, food growing, preserving workshops, sewing and mending, film screenings, furniture upcycling, and lots more. But last year we realised that all these skills are well and good until you don't have the tools at the end of the workshop. You can't really put the skills to use. So at the same time, every time we finished a project, the tools that we were using were just getting put in an attic when we didn't need them anymore. So we realised that the next step would be to make the items ready for the public to use. As well as increasing access to tools, we hope to inspire people to make behavioural changes by helping people to think about what they can borrow and share instead of buying, and the benefits of thinking as a group or community that can share resources rather than as an individual consumer, reducing the amount of natural resources that go into producing and disposing of items we don't need. With the new project, we've begun new workshops. As well as helping people learn how to grow and cook their own food, we've started workshops on how to use the tools we've learned. These have included making musical instruments out of waste materials, mending clothes or fashion upcycling with our sewing machines, and refurbing furniture. And through these, we can help people reduce the waste they produce further. One thing that's been of huge help to us has been communication with other groups. So being able to visit Chris at Edinburgh Tool Library and pick his brain to find out what obstacles to avoid, tips on how to promote the project and more has been a massive help. More than anything, we gained confidence knowing the methods that we were using have been tried and tested by another group before us. So we're therefore been really enthusiastic to try and pass our knowledge further. As we're going through the project, people began coming to our tools maintenance officer, Kirill, for advice on tools and often how to repair things. Kirill started accepting items to fix, and as word got out, more and more people came with things to repair. We soon realised we had everything we needed to set up a repair cafe, much like the model that's been growing around the world. So we've been planning on delivering the repair cafe through a series of events. Members of the public can bring along an item they need fixed and learn how to fix it with the help of staff or a volunteer. And if they don't want to learn how to fix it, then they can just leave it and pay a wee fee to get it fixed. Something that will be a huge benefit to the repair cafe is 3D printing. Often when fixing an item, a major obstacle is a missing part or a part that can't be repaired. For example, we received this spade to repair that was missing a handle. Using a 3D printer, we were able to print a new handle, and a spade that might have ended up in landfill found a new home. A nuisance for many a community project is broken gazebos. Often the same parts break that happened to us last weekend when we lent it out to a group. For the sake of something so small, the whole gazebo is basically rendered useless. But you can see the whole process of creating the piece with the 3D printer, and within a day the gazebo is up and working again. So the best part of doing these jobs is that they don't just finish with our gazebo or our spade. We can make these designs available as open source designs to the public or other repair cafes or tool libraries or anyone else that's using 3D printers, so the designs can be used by anyone in the world to fix their gazebo or spade. So our hope here is to, with Transition Stirling in general, is to inspire people to think differently about the stuff in their life and how they value things. We would like people to buy less things. We'd like them to repair items instead of chucking them out, to get creative about the things that they have and the things they're going to throw away, and give them a new life by upcycling them. And lastly, we help people to share resources, skills, and possibly most importantly, time with others in their community. Thanks.